Hello everybody, it is Voodoo512982 here, doing a video, something that I haven't really done in the past before, but I'm going to do it now. And what it is basically a Voodoo's Verdict extra feature, more or less, so to speak, where I'm going to sit down and discuss with you and talk more about a game that I've done a Voodoo's Verdict on. And that game is Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and mainly what I want to further discuss with you guys is the multiplayer of Black Ops 2, and mainly some of the problems and issues that I've been having with the game online. Now keep in mind, I do have the PlayStation 3 version, so we're going to be talking a little bit about that. And I'm warning you right now, as I said, this is kind of a rant video, alright, because it's talking about problems and issues that I've had playing this game online. And, you know, I feel that there's a lot I still have to say about that, and I wasn't able to get it in the Voodoo's Verdict because I'm basically restricted to about a 30-minute review. And let's be honest, nobody wants to sit there and watch a review that's longer than 30 minutes. A lot of people don't want to watch a review that's even 30 minutes. So instead of cramming it all into that Voodoo's Verdict, I'm going to do it here in this Voodoo's Verdict Extra. And the reason that I feel that I can really talk about this stuff now is that previously, during launch week when I had this game, I was playing it at my apartment in school. As you can tell, I'm home now. And I will admit that the internet at our apartment is atrocious. It's horrendously slow. It's terrible. We've had to fight it all semester long. It's really, really bad and slow. So a lot of the problems I was having with the game, like lag and bad connections and bad matchmaking, some of that stuff, a lot of it, I didn't really know how much of it was on the game and how much of it was my internet connection just being slow. So I was able to come back here. We were on Thanksgiving break, and you know, for a long time, since I've been on this channel, I've had internet connection problems here at my house, but over the summer we actually called AT&T, who gives us our internet, talked to a guy who did something to our modem, and now our internet is running at a pretty good clip. Basically I can watch, you know, HD YouTube videos with no problems at all loading. It works pretty fast, download speed of around 18 megabits a second, which is pretty legitimate connection. Plenty good enough connection to play a game like Black Ops 2 online, and for the most part have it run smoothly without any lag because of your internet connection. And I've been playing a good amount of matches this week off camera, just, you know, to relax and play some where I don't have to film it, but also to test out how the game plays on an internet connection that's pretty good, like the one that I now have here at my house. And unfortunately what I've realized is that the majority of the problems that I was experiencing with this game on launch week haven't changed with a better internet connection, which basically means it's on the game. And there's a good amount of issues that I want to discuss with the game, and where I feel that, like, I don't know what they're doing anymore really with the multiplayer of this game. They seem to be putting work into, you know, changing aspects about the multiplayer and all that, which I talked about in depth in my my Voodoo's Verdict of the game, but they don't seem to be doing anything to improve the quality of the gameplay. And some of the things I'm going to talk about I feel possibly could be attributed to the fact that I got the PlayStation 3 version, because we all know how bad the PlayStation 3 online experience is, or at least those of us who are rational and are not fanboys. But some of the things in the game, I don't think it matters what console you get it on, because it's just how the game was programmed. So I'm going to talk about some of the issues with this game online. And the first one, and probably the biggest problem out there, is the connections with this game, okay? And it's true that, you know, intrinsic lag and stuff like that have always been a problem with the Call of Duty series. It has been for the past few games of this online, including the original Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, all that. Lag on the part of the game has always been a problem, and it's always there. But it's really, really bad with Black Ops 2. And it's gotten to the point now where you're fed up and disgusted with it, because even when you have a good internet connection, the game will lag miserably. And When I talk about lag, I'm not necessarily just talking about a couple milliseconds where, you have the drop on a guy and shoot him and then you die. I'm talking about lag to the point where you will teleport, where you cannot actually walk straight because your character will keep jumping back and forth on your screen. I'm talking about that kind of lag when I have a good internet connection. That's just ridiculously unacceptable, and it happens all the time. Now, despite that, there are a lot of times with the lag, like I just mentioned, where you will get a drop on someone and shoot them, and they will kill you. Now, that's been around in Call of Duty really forever, but that's kind of the problem, is it's been around for so long, it continues to be in every game that it's just a ridiculous problem at this point, and it's very bad in this game, I find, to where you will easily have the drop on somebody, you will fire bullet after bullet after bullet into them, and one of two things will happen, okay? If it's a laggy connection, which it is a lot of the times. The first thing that will happen is the game registers that you're hitting the person, but somehow, no matter how many times you shoot them, they don't die, and they're able to kill you, even when there's no way humanly possible it should happen, okay? Or, you'll be aiming directly at a guy shooting, and the game will just try to tell you that you're not hitting them, even though, you could have your red dot sight on the guy's chest shooting him, and the game will say that you're not hitting him, and he's able to kill you. Extremely frustrating, and it happens all the time, even on a good internet connection, okay? And that's on the game. Now, that's one of those things, it's possible that it's on the PlayStation, because it's the PlayStation 3 version, then it could be laggy, but I really don't think so. I'm pretty confident that that's a problem across both platforms, okay? Because, they're basically all run by the same set of servers, and so, they may be separated from Xbox to PlayStation 3, but at the same time, there's a good chance that it's on both consoles. Another huge problem will be host migration, okay? Host migration happens way too often with this game. And just like the original Black Ops, half the time it'll find a new host, another half the times it will just completely boot you out of the game, and it's extremely frustrating, and you have to go back and rejoin a whole new lobby. I really found myself lobby jumping a lot with this game, because I'll play a bunch of lobbies that are just horrible connections. I may find one lobby that has a decent connection, and then I'll play one or two matches and the lobby will shut down and close and just boot you out. So, huge connection problems with this game online, okay? It's a real problem, and it hasn't been addressed, it has not been fixed, and it's awful. I mean, you literally, you are teleporting, you are shooting completely through guys that you should be hitting, the game's not counting them for you. It's really, really, really annoying, okay? Another gigantic problem with this game, and I've noticed it in this game really from the beginning, it's horrible, it's a horrendous problem, is the spawning of this game. I don't know what they did to the game as far as spawning, but they royally fucked it up, okay? And true, spawning has been problems in previous games, but at least on my end, I've never experienced it as bad as I do in this game. You will, many times during the course of a match, spawn with enemies directly behind you. You will spawn with enemies coming around the corner. You will spawn into situations that you will immediately die without any chance of you killing the other guy or getting cover. The game will just spawn you into enemies. They will spawn you with enemies directly behind you. They will spawn you with enemies coming right in your face. That came out wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. Enemies walking right into your face as you spawn, and they will immediately shoot and kill you. And even on the kill cam, you can see them. They come around the corner. Oh, there you are, just spawned, and you're dead. The game spawns you into kill streaks. The game will spawn you into missiles. It's horrendous. It's a terrible problem. When in previous games, maybe it happened, once out of every couple of matches. No, it happens multiple times in almost every match you play, especially if it's a closer quarters map. If for the big spread out maps, it doesn't happen as much, but for the maps that are like normal size or smaller maps, it's atrocious. The spawning you will get like 4 to 5 cheap deaths a game just based on the spawning. Not a thing that you could do about it. It's just the game putting you in an impossible situation. So that's another major problem with the game. That is not because it's on PlayStation 3. That's just how they programmed it. I don't know what they did to it, but they really messed it up. Another thing that has nothing to do with the PlayStation 3 is the knife, the melee in this game. Now, okay, in previous games, the knife could be a problem, where most of the time it would work, but some of the times the knife would just pass through the guy right in front of you, okay? In this game, 9 out of 10 times, the knife does not work. And it's a major problem, because for a lot of people who've been playing the series for a while, like myself, knifing or meleeing is an instinct. If you run around the corner and a guy pops up in your face and you get surprised, your instinct is to hit melee and to knife. And countless times during the course of playing this game, what has happened is that me and an enemy will run around the corner, surprise each other, we will both hit knife, we will both miss. And then it becomes him and I chasing each other around, shooting. And really what it comes out to is who's able to recover from the melee faster to get their gun out to shoot the other guy. The melee is completely broken. It doesn't work. And I don't know how they programmed it. I don't know how they screwed it up. But they screwed it up bad. Because almost every time, it's very rare that the knife actually works. The only time that the knife really works well is if you sneak up behind an enemy and knife them in the back. But if two guys run into one another and hit knife, it doesn't work. If a guy is passing you and you hit knife, it does not work ever. You have to use your gun, because the knife will whiff and completely miss the guy 9 out of 10 times. Those are some of the problems with the game. Matchmaking can be a real problem with the game. Before they released this patch that was out last week, lobbies were filling up with 12 full people and the games wouldn't start. They would just sit there saying that they needed more players to balance the teams, and the match would never start. So the game is extremely frustrating to play online. And now a new thing that's been happening to me is sometimes the game will completely boot me out of PlayStation Network. It doesn't just kick me out of the game, it will literally boot me off the network and I can't sign back into PSN. So I don't know what the hell's going on with that, but the game is completely booting me out of the PlayStation Network. It's happened like 3 times. And for the first time, I was actually playing zombies tonight. I was playing a grief match. It booted me out of PlayStation Network. It said migrating hosts on zombies, which I've never seen it do before in my life. On this or the previous Black Ops, I've never seen it migrate hosts on zombies. And it booted me out of the PlayStation Network and I couldn't sign back in. And, you know, I don't even know what to say about that. So, the game, you can definitely see has the potential to be enjoyable. But it's such a ridiculous chore to just try to get on and play a game with good connections, you know, let alone start a game, but have a game that actually has functioning connections that you can play. It is such a hassle that, for the most part, I want to play the game. Okay, it's a brand new Call of Duty. It's Black Ops. I love the first one. I want to play the game. But it's such a chore to try to get the game to work right that I'm getting to the point now where I just don't want to play it anymore. And the game's only been out for just over a week. The game's been out for a week and a day, and I'm already getting to the point like I did with Modern Warfare 3, where the desire to play this game is dwindling for me. For different reasons than Modern Warfare 3, because Modern Warfare 3 was a completely broken game. The gameplay was awful. The gameplay of this game is not bad. It's the connections, it's the servers, it's the spawning on the maps, and to be completely honest with everybody, now this is obviously just a subjective thing, okay? You know, you're just going to either have one opinion or the other. This is my personal opinion. I don't find the maps and all to be as interesting as they were in the previous Black Ops. And I don't know, to be honest with everybody, it's just to me, it doesn't. The gameplay feels like the original Black Ops, but the atmosphere and everything does not feel like Black Ops. It feels more like Modern Warfare. The atmosphere of the maps and stuff, and the design of the maps, almost feels more like Modern Warfare than it did Black Ops. So I don't know. It's like, it's tough for me to say. I am going to continue to try to play this game, but when you have nights like I just had, where basically I just got done playing some multiplayer where the connections were awful, I was teleporting, even though my internet was fine, I was teleporting, I was getting slaughtered. One match I went 4-19 because of how bad it was. I couldn't kill a damn person. It was ridiculous. Every time I would spawn, there'd be people behind me. The connections were terrible. It was god awful. Then I tried to play that one zombie mode where it completely booted me out of the PSN and I couldn't re-sign in. So I said, screw it, I'm done. So, you know, that's basically the stuff I wanted to say and get off my chest, because I feel like I had a lot to say and wasn't able to get into the Voodoo's verdict, so I would just make a separate video. But the game has massive problems online. Massive problems. So if you're getting this game and you're going to be doing the multiplayer heavily, I would warn you to just watch out with it. I would recommend renting the game first. I really would, because why not? You know, the multiplayer is free. You don't have to pay a fee like you do with most of these games to play online. You can just play it for free. I would rent the game on whatever console and play the online and just see how it's acting and if it's something that you can deal with, because the last thing I want people to do is run out and spend $60 on the game thinking the multiplayer is going to be great and then wind up in a situation like I'm in where, yeah, the game looks like it has potential to be fun, but the multiplayer is so screwed up and it's such a hassle and it's so frustrating to try to play this game online that you just lose interest, because the fun that you get out of it is not worth the frustration and anger that you get just trying to get a good game. So that's the last thing I want to happen to people before they get, you know, asked for this game for Christmas or whatever. So what I would recommend doing, as I said, I would rent the game, I would spend a day or two playing the game online and seeing if you're having problems like I'm having, and if you are these problems that you can deal with, or are they problems that you're just going to get frustrated with and not want to play the game? And if that's the case, then maybe you just want to rent the game to play the campaign and, you know, you're done. Now, I did give the game a 7.75 out of 10 in my Voodoo's verdict, because the campaign of the game was exceptionally good. The zombies are good. You know, that host migration was the first time it's ever happened. The zombies were good. They added new game modes. It's fun. And the multiplayer, as I said in my Voodoo's verdict, is fun when it works. But well, I won't say most, but a lot of the times it's not working properly. It's either one thing or another. Another thing, last night when I was playing the game with my friend Dave, something kept happening where we kept getting put in these custom games, which you're not even supposed to be able to join. We were just going through public match like always. It was putting us in custom games and not loading our custom loadouts. It was sticking us with the default loadouts you get at level 1. And we were like, what the hell is going on? Like, this happened 4 or 5 times where we had to leave a lobby because it would put us in this random custom game and the game would start and we wouldn't have any of our custom loadouts. And it's just like, and with the addition of the fact that the PS3 servers were down for a day and a half during launch week, the game's only been out a week and already the multiplayer's been through the ringer with nonsense. And yeah, maybe a month or 2 down the road they'll send out enough patches that maybe it fixes most of this stuff, but that's ridiculous. The game should function and work on launch, and if it doesn't, then don't release your game. Wait until it's fixed. Wait until you've play tested it and it works before you release the game. And, you know, I don't really know what else to say other than that. So, let me just check the time on this video. Yeah, it's about right. So anyway, I wanted to make this extra video just to give everybody my thoughts on what's been going on with the online play of this game, because maybe people are interested of how much I played Black Ops 1 and how, you know, this game I feel compares. And I have to be completely honest with everybody, I like the first Black Ops multiplayer more than this. I just do. I feel like this multiplayer has the feeling of a more general Call of Duty, more like Modern Warfare, whereas I felt that the first, just some of the subtle differences, like the fact that the original Black Ops, like the guns all had special names, like the FAMAS, the Galil, the Commando, all these different, names for the assault rifles. Then in this game, it's just like Modern Warfare, where it's just like numbers and letters. It's, the MTAR, or, I don't know what they're called, but you know what I mean, like FN306 or whatever. They don't have those special names. It feels more like Modern Warfare. And just the maps, the map design and stuff like that, it's hard for me to really explain, but it feels more like Modern Warfare than Black Ops. Now the gameplay, the timing of the multiplayer and the quickness, the speed of it and all like that feels like Black Ops, but the way that they've done it, especially with the weapon leveling up system and all that other stuff that they've brought in from Modern Warfare, the game, in my opinion, feels more like Modern Warfare than it does Black Ops at the core of it. And I didn't like Modern Warfare. In fact, I really kind of despise Modern Warfare. So, I don't know. It's a fun game when it works, like I said, but to be completely honest with you, I'm underwhelmed. I'm let down by the game for multiple reasons. A, because of all the problems it has, way more problems than I feel Black Ops did, and the fact that really that uniqueness of the multiplayer from the original Black Ops, I don't feel made it to this version. I feel like this version is more of the generic Call of Duty kind of multiplayer, like the Modern Warfares, than it is the uniqueness that the original Black Ops multiplayer had. That's just my personal feeling on it. Other people obviously will have different opinions, but that's just the way I feel playing the game. So, alright guys, I know this was also a long video, but I wanted to get this kind of stuff off my chest, let you guys know how I was feeling about the multiplayer. I will be playing some more of it. Hopefully, it gets better. Hopefully that they patch it or something to get stuff working, but, who really knows? It's hard to tell at this point. So, I'm Voodoo 51292. I appreciate you paying attention to this video, and I will see you guys on my next review, whenever that may be, my next Voodoo's Verdict. So thank you guys for watching. Comment in the section below. Let me know how you feel about this. Talk about your personal experiences playing this game online. I'd be interested to hear if I'm the only one having these issues, or if this is kind of a common, drop the box. Common nationwide issue that other people are experiencing. Sorry, that's my phone. So yeah, let me know, because I'd be interested to hear. So thanks for watching, and I will see everybody next time.